I'm Becky and I'm here with Look at Me and John, creative director at Fudge and all-round hair guru, and he's going to show us how to do a dishevelled, urban, grungy look at home.
Okay, so what we want to do is, I think we need to make it look slightly more modern. One of the ways of doing that is to put it into a middle parting, which I think will make it look a little bit more rock and roll, a bit more hippy dippy trippy. So we're going to put a little bit of mousse on it to, A, give this a bit of texture. It's quite fun to give it to fatten it out slightly. But what it will also do is control this slightly where you've got this big jump.
Okay, and it's good to put mousse on dry hair, it works just as well.
I think it's a bit, you have to think about mousse like a bit like putting any product into a sponge. So imagine if a sponge is really saturated and really, really wet, you try and put some washing up liquid on it, it can't absorb. You need to squeeze out the sponge and make sure it's dry so it can really suck up the products. So let's use a little bit of mousse. Smells amazing, this actually. So we'll put it on all over, and I think the trick really when you're putting mousse on is to layer it through. So once you put too much on, then you're in trouble because you've got to go back to the drawing board and start all over again and wash it and all the rest of it. So put a little bit on and dry it in, and then if you think it doesn't feel like it's got enough guts, then we'll put a bit more on. So just literally work it through relatively evenly. I mean, don't spend hours, it's not that important. And then just dry it through really. So we've put some product on it, we've made it slightly fatter. And what we now want to do is just make it look less finished and slightly more dishevelled. So what we're going to do is, when you were a little girl and you would go to bed and you would braid your hair and you wake up and you'd have that sort of wavy hair, we don't want to get it quite so big, so how tight we do the plait will make a big difference. If we do a really tiny plait, we'll get sort of frizzle-frazzle hair. If we do a really sort of loose, sloppy one that a bit looks like it's going to fall out, and then use the irons and clamp down on it, you'll just get that sort of wavy movement. The finer the hair, actually the slightly tighter you want it to be, because you want to puff the hair out. But really, really fat hair, I would do really, really loose plaits. Otherwise you'll just end up with this mountain of, big 70s hair. Yeah. So just divide it into 3, regular plait, not too tight, quite cash, go right down to the end. Again, be careful not to go too tight at the end so you'll get frizzle at the end. Do you know what I mean? Like if the plait gets smaller and smaller, the smaller the plait, the more texture you're going to get out. So if you plait it right down to a tiny plait, you're going to end up with really frizzy hair at the ends. So once you've got your plaits in, we could show you a few things to do with these irons. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these and just twist the hair around slowly. And what it does is, see how it just pulls it back slightly, just away from your face? So, irons can be used in that way. They can obviously be used to straighten hair, or they can also be used on a plait. So what we're going to do is just slide down the length of the plait, maybe once or twice. With any kind of hairstyling, it's truly important, is that hair doesn't really take its shape until it's A, absolutely 100% dry, and B, has to be 100% cold.
So essentially, if you wanted this look for, you were waking up and you wanted this look, could you do these steps and then go to bed?
I would totally do, this is just for speed.
Yeah.
If you just left this in overnight, we get exactly the same look. Okay. Let's take it out and see what we've got. But what we should end up with is a little bit of a, yeah, it's good, just a slight crinkle, a bit, this isn't, I don't think what Kate Moss does, but it's how to get that sort of very gentle texture that looks like it's not really been brushed. Can you see how it's got slightly dishevelled, you know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of it. What we don't want is, for this look, is that super shiny, super glossy red carpet. That's not what we're almost doing the antithesis of that. So the dry shampoo will make it look slightly matter, and it will also give a bit more texture to the hair. Yeah. So just makes it look less done really. The truth of the matter is, every beauty editor I know, and I know a lot of them, has got dry shampoo in their bag. It's like the secret weapon. So when your hair's kind of falling a bit blank and you just want to give it a bit of guts but not look like you've been to the hairdressing salon, dry shampoo. So you can't really do any damage with dry shampoo, so just get straight in the roots and don't be afraid, just welly it right in there. Now what will happen is it could look like it's grey. But don't panic about that. If it looks like it's grey, all that means is it's going in really, really well. Then we're going to just blast it with a dryer so that it looks really unkempt.
Can you ever overuse dry shampoo?
No, absolutely not. You can overuse mousse, you can overuse, hairspray and all that sort of stuff, but dry shampoo you can't. There you go, honey bun. And the beauty of dry shampoo is, if you look at this, what's nice about dry shampoo is, when you get to that situation where it's all just collapsed in the middle of the nightclub or in the middle of the field at a festival, you just literally get your hands in and just shake it out. It just gives you massive volume again. You're ready for a night out now.
So there you have it. Thanks, John. We've gone from glamorous and sleek to cool and grungy in no time at all. Now you go and try it yourselves.